All right, so it's round 2, doing the guards. I got my mate Aiden from Melbourne, he's come up to help me. He's got an eye for detail, so this time we're going to tape up with some painter's tape, probably do 3 layers, and see how it goes.
Try not to shit ourselves along the way.
Yeah, I think I already have. And Aiden's got his artisan hat on, so that means he's serious.
Oh,
I haven't seen the Ute from this angle before, and she's sitting nice.
looking at even that backyard job I did recently, I just kept thinking about things going wrong.
Yeah.
So what I ended up doing is I just ended up doing the bits that I was most shit myself about at the start, because I thought then if I fuck it up, I'll go and do something else, and then I'll think more on it, and then I'll go back, you know.
Your brain figures it out subconsciously.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that makes this interesting is just the paint.
Yeah.
Like if it wasn't for the paint,
Well, and that's
you just jump into it.
yeah, and that's exactly why they say bolt up then spray.
Yeah.
But haven't done that. And look, a lot of
No, but also in saying that, 3 years down the track on this one, if you go, there's a couple of bits and pieces, so be it.
And honestly, what's the worst that can happen doing this job? You get a 20-cent piece chip on one of the guards.
Yeah.
It's not going to...
Oh, I think the bit that would probably drive you insane the most, like if you've got a big fractured one there.
All right, so we've got some shims. What are they? 3 mil. And we'll give it a go. So what's the go now? Have a look at that. So Aiden's been gone, and I couldn't be happy with the way those guards have come out. And the Ute is just coming together now. It's surpassed what I thought it was going to be. With the panels and the paint. Yeah, I was really concerned, as I mentioned, that the 2 colour tones, because I did 3 batches of paint, that I was going to lose that consistency in the paint. But you can see with that guard and the door, there's no difference whatsoever. So they're identical, and I've already gone about the quarter panel on the door. You can't see that either. And yeah, just really happy with the way that panel's come in and lined up to that guard. It was worth spending the time gapping the panels. So now they're done, I can just fucking relax, basically. And yeah, it's just looking really getting towards the pointy end now. So the bonnet's here, take the bonnet. So I took the bonnet out. It was sitting in the 3D printing room for ages, so you can see it's got a bit of ABS residue on it, because I print with ABS. So that was creating a little bit of a lighter shade of light when I put the bonnet on. And once we cleaned it off, yeah, that tone was identical to the tone that it's on for the other panels. The shims, we ended up running a 1/8 shim. So I don't know why they go imperial all the time, but yeah, 1/8. So, that's probably 3 mil. And we ran that on the top. You remember, you saw the footage. So we ended up running the 1/8 or the 3 mil through the entire, both sides. So we even put them up here because it was just going to suck that in a little bit too much. That's probably a little bit bigger than I wanted, and this is probably sitting out a tiny fraction more than I wanted, and probably a fraction too low, but I might do a little tiny bit of adjustment to that one. That's not perfect at the moment, but at least it's opening without chipping, and that was the main thing. So as I mentioned in the last one, you know, just sitting that out, and you can see the panels there. Couldn't be happy with the way they've turned out, considering it was my first go. So no bubbles. This paint job's a couple of years old now, and no bubbles have risen up. That was another concern. But no, I'm very, very happy. Very happy with the way that that door and the guard have come in. That quarter still needs a polish. I've polished it to a certain extent, but if you would have seen in the flesh, you could see it's not as good as it could be. So yeah, we've got, look, that's not a showroom gap by any stretch of the imagination, but it's going to do for me. It's clearing, and this, if anything, is sitting a little bit further out, but that allows you to just tuck the door in without any issues of clipping. And as I said, I could play around with that a little bit more. Just clean the engine bay up again. It was looking a little bit, it still needs to be tidy up, but yeah, that, he said that it would fit, but it didn't fit, so I had to take that second riser off. He said it would fit under the bonnet. It doesn't fit under the bonnet. So that was a load of shit. So now I need to chop the screws on the carby and flap around with that because it wasn't done properly. This side definitely was easier, gapped within 20 minutes we had this thing on. And I haven't fully bolted it in, but I've adjusted the top and the bottom bolts are in. And you can see we've just shimmed it, 2 smaller shims on that one. Didn't need as much to come in, although it could come in a little bit more. I'm using the same philosophy with this one because this has got pretty good of just, you know, having this one even tiny bit sitting further out. And you can't notice it when it's on the car, on the ute, but it just allows that door when you open it just to go directly in. So you can see that's probably a good example. If that guard, front guard's sitting further back, you can see that corner goes forward as you open it and it clips it. So by having it just slightly forward of that door, you can eliminate that. Of course, if you want it really panel perfect, you have it dead on. But then, yeah, you run the risk of hitting it if you have it too close. But I'm happy with that. As you can see there, you know, it's a good gap. Good gap, and it's lined up down this way as well. So she's definitely coming together now. So the next thing was to, we dummy fit the bonnet actually, because that's a 3-man job. So we've painted the hinges a while ago, and what happened is when we installed them, went to adjust it, and the thing was jammed up. I hadn't actually oiled it, so it jammed up, and the paint had locked it in. So when we tried to actually put him in the vise and unbreak him, the spring bent this right forward as we were doing it. It has enough power to do that, so we had to straighten that up. And I have to hammer and dolly this back, but these are about $350 a set. So I don't particularly want to go and buy a new set when there's nothing wrong with these. So I'm just going to have some work on them, and hopefully I can get the bonnet lined up. But I'm going to have to wait for someone else to come and help me with that because, yeah, it's just not the kind of job you can do by yourself. You want to go riding? You want to go driving? All right, so now we're up to that stage. Bonnet hinges will be next, and then if I can get a hand, I'll get this bonnet on. We'll gap the bonnet. I don't, from initial placement, we just put a sheet down and we put the bonnet on there. I was pretty happy with that. There's not a lot of room to really push these guards in anyway. You're sort of limited by this radiator support. Yeah, obviously you can shim it, but I honestly think that, you know, I'm happy. The bonnet's really going to be where it's going to be. It's, you know, if there's a bigger gap, so be it. But as you all know, the gaps on these things were reasonably large, so it's a fair bit of play. So there we go. Anyway, so where are we? You can see that chip there. I'll fix that up. So I just wanted to show, another thing that I made while I was a bit bored for this center console. So I made a drink and phone holder under the Unique Parts brand. So yeah, it's made in ABS glass fiber, and it's just a slot-in replacement, or just a slot-in fit. So reasonably tight push fit, but it's all tapered in the right spots. It's got all the correct embossing and tapers. It's quite a complicated little bucket that doesn't look it, but there's a lot of shit going on. Tapers on the top there, recesses there, tapers from the top, and it also tapers on this side as well. So yeah, this handles coffee, takeaway coffee cups up to 74 mil, and it'll hold a standard iPhone with a cover and a Pixel or Samsung, not extra large. You'll have to go on diagonal. So yeah, this has got little, you can put wallet in the middle, 2 phones either side, 2 coffees or cans of Coke or whatever, and to fit it, you just drop it in, push it down, and it just slots in. Millimeter perfect, took me a while to make that, and then that's it. So if you've got one of these, you'll know it's a pain in the ass when you've got a coffee or whatever, you know where to put it. So now, if you've got a center console, you can just put one of those in, and you're off to the races. So if you want one of those, they're on the Unique Parts website, plenty in stock, so you can get them delivered pretty quickly. Also played around with this radio blank. I noticed when I went to the Hang Rock Car Show last week, I saw an SLR 5000 with a similar thing on the ashtray. So what I did is I just made a GTS blank, and I painted the GTS silver, reflective silver. Yeah, I just thought, just a little custom add-on for that. I imagine they could have made from factory with these GTS dash options. So just thought that was quite good. And a bit of fun to just blank that off with something different. Now that I've hung these guards, I can put these little kick panels back on. I've got the glove box, and I've got to just get this bottom. I actually got to buy it because the one I've got's broken, unfortunately. So I've got to buy that lower dash. But I can hang the door cards now and just tidy this up so I can get the seats in. But I've just got to get the auto electrician in again just to wire up this selector. I've got to get the light kit for that and wire all that up so I can see what gear I'm in, and that will pass roadworthy. Yeah, and obviously just got to fix that strip still at the light. So there's still a lot of 1%ers to go, but they're all things that I can do by myself. I don't need help other than the Sparky. That's it, that's the update. I would have liked to have got everything on here today, but you got to do what you got to do, and that's the best I could do for now. Have a look at that. I chipped that years ago. I was eating a sandwich before it came off. Anyway, have to get that fixed. If I start whistling, that's the reason. So anyway, there you go. Just a quick one today. Just wanted to keep progress going. Yeah, I mentioned I went to the Hang Rock Car Show the other day, and that was supposed to be, for those that have been following, I constantly miss it. I think it's the 3rd time I've missed it, but that was supposed to be the place I go to drive this for its first maiden voyage after being restored. But I tell you what, it's the last time I go there without the Ute. Like, you sort of see the same cars every year. But the one thing I didn't see one WB Ute. Oh, there might have been one, but not one Kingswood or, original. Like it was a reasonably rough black one, but yeah, didn't see one Kingswood Ute. So I was a little bit disappointed about that. Actually, I didn't see many Utes at all. There's a lot of kind of Monaros and a lot of American cars and things like that. But yeah, a lot of people from Melbourne coming down. But good to see a bit of a turnout from the Utes next year. So I know there's a couple of events going. to be on the schedule, but I'm certainly going to be in a position where I'll be see if I can fire up a group of people to go to the Hanging Rock Car Show next year, and we'll get some utes flying the banner for Holden, because yeah, it was pretty dismal this year. All right, anyway, so once again, I'll run over it. If you want the drink holders, go to the Unique Parts. That's the business I'm running for all this 3D printing stuff. I've got the tail lights on there for the Holden WB. I've got the drink holders. I've got those radio blanks. Obviously the adapter kits as well. So anyway, yeah, head over there if you want any of that stuff. Yeah, and don't be scared to contact me if you want to post a few photos of your build or have a chat, whatever. I'm always doing that because, you know, it's all part of it. So anyway, until next time, have a good one. Hopefully I get this tooth fixed by then. Cheers.